Okay. So, I know the video's coming in a little bit later today than usually is because I had one too many drinks last night and passed out. So, you get the still gonna get the video on Thursday, just a little bit later than Thursday. However, this is gonna be interesting. This one is a little bit more unique because this one's a two-parter. Okay, so we're gonna do part two on this coming Tuesday, and this is the Banshee Forest, which what? I don't know. When I'm thinking of Banshee, I think something that's running around and screaming. So this is a new channel that I subscribed to recently, but I hadn't done any of their videos for this series yet. So I'm gonna try them out. The thumbnail looked very interesting. I want y'all to know, because I think some people think that I watch these beforehand. I don't look at none of this beforehand. I intentionally want it to be an honest reaction at the time that I see it. Okay, the time that I record. So I just go based off of thumbnails and titles and hope that it's good. So that's what we're gonna watch today. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and showing support, the support that you have shown. Make sure you continue to do so. Follow me on all of my social media at Jamar84. And we're going to go ahead and get into this, child. Girl, let's go.
In the year 1990, at the foot of the Mount Tampomas, near a small village north of Sumedang City, West Java,
Oh, that's the year I was born.
two college boys began a hike into the mountains with a plan to spend their weekend at their uncle's villa, located deep in the surrounding forest.
Child.
A couple of hours into the hike, they arrived at the gate of an abandoned village. In order to get to the villa, they had to pass through a small and silent, deserted area. Just outside the village, they were surprised to see a small coffee hawkers and decided to stop there and take a break.
What?
"Where are you headed to?" the owner asked.
Didn't they just say it was abandoned? Or did they just leave the abandoned area and make it to this coffee shop that's outside of the... What? Girl, whatever, it don't matter. Let's go.
"To Mount Tampomas, sir. My uncle's house is near the base of the mountain." "Be careful while you're in the forest, boys. It's not a safe place to be, especially at night." "But why?" "Just be careful, son," the man replied. "Ask the forest spirit's permission every time you want to do anything. This is extremely important." "We're from the city, sir. We don't believe in silly ancient superstitions," they quipped back.
Child.
The
Man, listen, if anybody that is a native to an area talking about some don't be around these forests at night. Just take my word for it. I'm taking their word for it because I feel like they're going to say it for a reason. Otherwise, I mean, it's just smart not to be in the woods at night. Because if y'all have never been to rural areas at night, it is dark. Like, there's no, like, street lights or, cars passing by to help light up the road. Like, no, it is dark. So you shouldn't be out there no way. I wouldn't want to. So shit, you ain't gotta tell me twice, old man. I believe you.
owner, acknowledging their answer, simply said, "Just be careful, okay?" Realizing they had rested long enough, they stood up, thanked the owner, and carried on to the entrance of the forest. They ignored the warning of the coffee hawker, not wanting to entertain any superstition, and didn't ask permission before entering the forest, and continued to hike further and further into the dense growth beyond. Mount Tamponas has 6 posts between the base and the peak. Their uncle's villa was located not far past post 2.
Also, I just realized I just misspoke because I forgot these videos are gonna be like 25 to 30 minutes, and this part is only 2 minutes long. So we're actually just gonna go ahead and do both parts in this video. So y'all don't gotta worry about waiting till the next part for next week. We'll go ahead and do both parts today.
Just before sunset, not far from post 2, they spotted a brood of wild chickens happily grazing on the forest floor. They looked at each other and smiled, both thinking the same thing, to catch and kill the fattest one for dinner. They stopped and decided that this is where they would camp for the night. It started to get dark quickly, so they divided their duties. One collected wood and made a fire, and the other was to catch the wild chicken. They then helped each other to prepare the dinner, plucking its feathers and cleaning out its guts in a wash bowl before seasoning the meat and roasting it in the fire. It was unfortunate that they forgot to throw away the entrails and clean the blood from the wash bowl. But even worse still, they had neglected to ask permission to kill and devour the wild chicken. After finishing the bird, they relaxed by the fire, played some music, and laughed at each other's stories long into the night. That was, until they started to smell something disgusting. A horrible stench was drifting their way. One asked the other, "Did you throw away the blood and guts from the wash bowl?" "No, I didn't," he quickly replied. They froze where they sat when the sounds of the forest were disturbed by an eerie shrill. "What the hell was that?" one of them asked. They made their way over to the bowl, the source of the odor, and frighteningly, the sound became louder. 3 terrifying creatures dressed from
Uh, uh, what the fuck is that? See, I knew a banshee had something to do with screaming. Girl, I didn't know there was gonna be 3 of them, child. Oh, y'all fucked up.
From head to toe in white were gathered around the foul-smelling wash bowl. One of the creatures turned towards them and stared right into their souls.
Oh, no ma'am.
The boys, managing to break free from the shock that consumed them, bolted away at a near superhuman pace, fueled
As one should. Adrenaline.
by adrenaline and pure fear. They ran like the wind, but struggled to safely separate themselves as the creatures began to float after them with terrifying speed.
Oh, see, I bet y'all heeding that man's warning now. I bet you want to heed that man's warning now.
Almost out of breath and about to give up, they realized that they were at Post 2, a small sanctuary for hikers. They quickly entered the hut and secured the door as fast as they could, trying desperately to catch their breath.
Girl, I mean, that's honestly going to be the next best thing, but these bitches were just floating. Something tells me they can just phase right through the wall, child.
Any thoughts of now being safe were quickly ripped away as the door continued to be beaten heavily from the outside.
Ooh.
They could only stand still, frozen with fear, just waiting for what was coming next.
To be continued, my ass. We about to continue this shit right now. Come on, cinematics. Oh yeah, we about to watch this shit right now. That was really good. I enjoyed that shit. Okay, okay. I'm here for this. I'm here for this. Are y'all excited? Are y'all enjoying? I'm having to come back to this channel. They do really good. I like this. Let's go for part 2.
I've been on Noom for 4 months. I've lost 27.
I hate these ads. I hate them. Okay, y'all. We back for part 2, child. I'm ready. I'm excited. Shit.
Post 2, it appeared, was under siege. The 2 boys, frozen with fear, waited in silence, the tortuous minutes seeming like days. broken only by the movement and the sound of the banshees outside, infinitely compounding their fear. The noises were now coming from all around. They were everywhere. The front, the back.
I take it that either y'all don't have oh no, they said this was 1990. There was barely a pager. Ooh. I mean, even if they had a cell phone, they probably wouldn't have no signal where they at, I assume, but damn.
And the ceiling above.
The ceiling?
"What do you want?" one of the boys screamed.
You.
The banshees replied.
You didn't ask permission to enter. You didn't ask permission before killing one of the forest children. We are deeply disturbed by this.
The boys, having never felt so helpless and afraid, replied with, "We didn't know. Please forgive us. We didn't know." The banshee shrieked back,
You were warned. You'll now suffer for your carelessness and your lies.
The door began to be beaten again. The heavy, solid wooden table inside post 2 began to shake. One of the boys dropped his flashlight, and his body quickly became overwhelmed with the banshee's demonic-like possession. The other could only watch on in terror as his friend's eyes rolled back up into his head, his fingers bent back and broken, and his body was slowly lifted up into the air, where his spine was snapped like a twig, and his paralyzed body discarded back to the floor, like an old sack. The other boy knelt down to help him. He was gone, and he knew that he would be next.
Girl?
"Stop! Please, God, help me!" he screamed. Then, as quickly as the disturbance began, it stopped. The silence consumed him as he took a deep breath and braced himself. He knew he still wasn't safe. The window exploded. The door burst open. And between the flashes of lightning, the silhouette of a banshee came closer into view. "Oh God! Oh God!" the boy screamed. The banshee reached out, opened her eyes and floated closer and closer to the boy.
Girl, okay. Shout out to this channel. This is everything. They are doing this so. Look at that. That looks awesome. Terrifying, but awesome.
And when she was face to face with him, said,
Scream for your God all you want. There's no God here.
and the horrific torture continued until dawn.
Damn.
As daylight broke across the mountainside, an old woodsman who had set off from the base that morning was passing by Post 2 and noticed that it had been heavily vandalized. Upon further investigation, he found the two boys laying unconscious on the cold concrete floor. One of them slowly came to and struggled to speak, only managing to get out, "Sir, please help us," before passing out again. The woodsman called for help, and the boys were carried to the local hospital. A group of villagers had gathered around the boys, and they all stood in silence as one of them eventually came around.
I'm sure it wasn't the one that had his damn spine ripped in half.
The boy opened his eyes to see a man looking down on him. Where are we?"
Why he
the
look
boy
like
croaked.
that?
"You're at the village hospital." "You're completely fine," the man replied.
What?
"You both look like you went through a lot last night. Your friend is a little worse off, a little battered and bruised, but he'll be okay.
What?
So tell me, just what happened to the both of you out at Post 2?
What you? Nah. No. What you mean he's battered and bruised? His fucking fingers were broken backwards, spine was snapped. What you mean? This, first of all, you look like a predator. His eyes or these bags, I don't trust nothing of what's going on right here.
The boy, now sitting up in bed, tried to recollect what he could about the horrific nightmare they had just lived through. After patiently listening to the boy go through the series of events, the villager spoke. "You boys should have known better. I believe you were warned to ask permission before entering the forest, from the spirits that reside there." "Yes, sir. We realize that now. We were wrong, and we were very sorry. I'm so glad that it's over now." The villager's unsettling cold stare made the boy feel uncomfortable. Then he spoke. "No, it's not over. The dirt that you stepped in, the smoke from the campfire, and the blood on your hands, it will forever stain you. The smell will never leave you, and will continue to haunt you for the rest of your life."
What?
The boy was stunned, and the regret he felt made him sick to his stomach. A sudden tap on his shoulder made him look up, to see a nurse standing beside his bed. "Boys, I brought you your medicine," she said. "Oh, and by the way, this is the woodsman who saved the two of you. He found you both passed out in the hut at post 2. He raised the alarm and had you brought to the hospital here." "Thank you so much," the boy said haltingly, a little confused by their sudden appearance. "Don't mention it. I'm glad you're now both okay," said the woodsman. "By the way, who were you talking to when we came into the room? Your friend's not awake yet, and there's no one else here." "Huh? What?" thought the boy, quickly looking around the room and realizing the man was right. His friend was asleep, and other than them, the room was completely empty. Then he saw them.
Oh.
He saw the spirits that would forever torment him, never to leave him, and forever haunt him for the rest of his life.
Oh. Oh. Well, shit. Damn. Well, I mean, I guess this is a very interesting way to always be polite. Ask for permission. For anything. Um, don't touch nothing that don't belong to you. Ooh, girl, not him texting me in the middle of the goddamn recording, child. Quan, if you're watching this is you texting me in the middle of my goddamn recording. Talking about some alright girl, just text me or call me, child. I'm recording the video. And you in it. But that was great. That was great. Applause, joyous applause. That was great. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause it. I'm gonna find another one on this channel because this just got me really interested, and then we'll come back with some more. Okay, child, we back for another story by this same channel. I like this. This was really great. This is called The Diner. Child, let's see what the tea is, child.
On a cold, dark night, around 2 in the morning, a young man and his father sat in a remote 24-hour diner waiting to be served. The older man, who was sadly, slowly going senile, had insisted on going out for some soup. Not having the energy to argue, the son took him out, for at least this way his father would be happy, and then he could get some peace and quiet. The waiter walked over, welcomed them to the diner, and then asked if they were ready to order, to which they replied they were. The waiter recommended for them to try the burgers.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If my waiter come up on me looking like this motherfucker right here, I am getting up and walking away because I don't have time. And hell no. I'm not eating. Hell no. Not nobody that look like that. Look at him.
Best in the West, he said, with a smile that made their skin crawl.
Hell no.
They declined and proceeded to order what they came for. The old man ordered tomato soup, and the son...
Let me tell you something. Just by the way he looking, I feel like if he gonna order tomato soup, that's gonna have like a finger in it. It's gonna be like human remains or some shit. I'm telling you. Watch.
A coffee. When the waiter walked away, The son asked his father if he had thought the waiter looked familiar. Not surprisingly, the father said he had never seen him before. But why? He asked. The son proceeded to tell him that he thought he looked a lot like a man he saw on the news that was wanted for murder in another state, but he could easily be mistaken. This made the father quite uncomfortable, so he told his son to shut up and change the subject. Instead, the son then got up, told his father he was going to the bathroom and would be back in a minute.
I'm sorry. There's just too many things happening here that is just too much to deal with as for me to just stay here. I'm not staying here. It was already, I didn't want to be here. I'm only here because my dad wanted to get some food here. But then the creepy man coming over, I'm recognizing him from probably Snapped or Fatal Attraction or some shit. And nah. I'm telling y'all, there's gonna be human fingers or something in that soup or whatever they're eating. I'm telling you, he's cutting them up in the back right now.
Father waited and waited. Almost 15 minutes had passed, and his son hadn't returned. He also hadn't seen the waiter again. Where was his son?
I'm telling you, the son has been chop sueyed into your food.
And where was his soup? Just as he finished asking himself this, the waiter appeared with the soup. "Well, you took your time with that," the old man said. "I'm sorry, sir," said the waiter. "We had some issues in the kitchen." "Where's my son?" the old man asked the waiter. "Oh, I'm sure he's not far. I have a feeling you'll be seeing him really soon." And with this, he placed the bowl down on the table with a smile that would have given anyone the creeps.
I'm telling you.
The old man turned to his soup and then dipped his spoon in to take his first mouthful.
And he gonna see an eyeball and a finger. I'm telling what?
As he lifted the spoon, something else came with it. Some glasses. What the hell? He thought to himself. A horrible chill ran through his body when he realized whose glasses they were. His son's. The old man looked across at the waiter and was overcome with rage when he saw the waiter's sickly grin staring back at him. He grabbed a knife, leapt out of his seat, and stabbed the waiter in the chest. The blade went straight through his heart.
Oh, shit. Come on, Papa. See, even though it's your fault that we in here in the first place, but at least, you know what? You wore him out. I'm glad that you got him together. Come on, Grandpa.
And while bleeding profusely all over the floor, he died. Right at this moment, the son appeared from the kitchen and screamed at his father, "No!"
Oops. Oh, shit. Wait. What? What? Child.
What have you done? It was a prank. We were playing a prank. The old man.
Girl. What? See, let me tell you something. This is some type of stuff. This is why you don't play these kind of pranks on black people. This is the kind of outcome that would come from playing this kind of a prank on a black person. Because I would have wanted to do the same thing, girl. You don't play like that.
And couldn't believe what he was hearing. A prank? But he's a... Oh my God, he thought to himself as the reality quickly set in. I've killed him. The father and son had to act quickly. They grabbed the body and decided to stash it in the cool room to buy them some time. They would then clean the floor and disappear as if they had never been there. Perfect, they thought. There were no witnesses and no one to stop them. Well, that's what they thought, until they slid back the door to the cool room and were greeted by a sight so shocking it made both of them wish they were dead. They had disturbed the waiter's brother, hard at work, making meat for burgers. The best in the West, apparently. Not that they would ever know.
Yo, what? Child. What? I can't. I what? Okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna be using a lot of this person's shit from now on. What? Wow. That was great. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Wow. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. We reached about the 25-minute mark, so I don't want to fit another one in here, but oh wow. I'm excited to the next one. Y'all don't get to see another one until Tuesday, but I'm definitely gonna be watching this. This was fantastic. So make sure y'all like, comment, share this video for other people who may be interested in seeing some scary shit. Um, shout out to the Nightmare Tales channel for giving me this awesome content. And yeah, I'll see you guys next Tuesday. All right? All right. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.